Former Chief Minister Jayalalithaa is likely to be back as the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu soon, as the Karnataka High Court has acquitted her in the disproportionate asset case, along with her close aide Shashikala and two others. Jayalalithaa had been out on bail ever since the trial court had convicted her last year and sentenced her to 4 years in jail. And now her appeal has been upheld. NDTV's Uma Sudhir joins us for more on this. Uma, we saw you with people celebrating all day long, but tell us what led to her acquittal.
First of all, a day of very big relief for Jayalalithaa, as you mentioned. Yes, after being sentenced to 4 years in prison and also 100 crore rupees as fine by the Sessions Court, today the order being reversed and her appeal being upheld, that's certainly big relief, because Jayalalithaa was disqualified from even contesting elections. She had to step down as Chief Minister, and now there is once more, of course, a big chance that she will once again, very shortly occupy the Chief Minister's chair. This certainly came as a surprise. Some people joking about it, that it took 18 years for her conviction, whereas her acquittal took just 10 seconds in the Karnataka High Court. Whereas that, of course, is not technically right, because the High Court judge had also, of course, examined the evidence over several months and had in fact reserved the orders on the 18th of April. So to give him credit, yes, he did go through those several of those orders. But I must also point out that the prosecution, public prosecutor, has mentioned that they felt that they were not given adequate chance to represent themselves. The specific points on which this particular upholding of the appeal of Jayalalithaa has come is that one of the main points that the judges pointed out is that the disproportionate assets as calculated as being seen now is only about 8%, 8.22%, which means that according to earlier judgments that have come in the case of disproportionate assets, there is every chance that acquittal can be given if the disproportionate assets are less. The second point that he has mentioned is that the prosecution in fact tried to club the assets of the accused, the firms, as well as the cost of construction, and they felt that it was in fact an exaggerated amount. While we are talking about this as a 66 crore rupees fraud, it's in the assets in actuality were not exceeding 38 crore rupees. The third point that they made, that the judge has said in his order, is that even though the four accused were living under the same roof, there is no reason to believe that all four of them had in fact conspired to create these disproportionate assets. The other point that has been coming up time and again was the alleged lavish spending on the wedding of Jayalalitha's now estranged but then foster son Sudhakaran, and the court in fact said that there is no evidence to know how much was actually spent, and that she may not have spent, of course, up to 3 crore rupees on that. It may only have been about 28 lakh rupees. So these are the specific points that the court has mentioned. It's a 919-page order. Yes. Those points are going to be looked at very carefully when anyone, whether it's the Karnataka High Court or Dr. Subramanian Swamy, goes in appeal in the Supreme Court.
And of course, this judgment has major repercussions. So let's just look at some of the reactions coming in. We also know that the Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, has already called up former Chief Minister Jayalalithaa and congratulated her.
They celebrated all day to mark their leader's victory. In the evening, even the Prime Minister called Jayalalithaa to congratulate her after her acquittal. In the state, of course, plans to bring her back as Chief Minister are already underway. The current Chief Minister Pannir Selvam was one of the first to go to her Purse Garden residence. He's likely to resign soon. But does Amma's acquittal from the assets case pave way for early elections in Tamil Nadu? Polls to the state are due only next year, but party insiders say the AIADMK chief may want to capitalize on the favourable climate before the Supreme Court decides on the appeal Karnataka government would file. Her party had won a landslide in last assembly polls and swept Lok Sabha polls as well. Now she would want to set a record, winning a second consecutive term.
Is it time for early polls? Is it time for
I wouldn't know that. I can't say that, because it is now the call of our Chief Minister. Madam Jayalalithaa, Amma will definitely win the election. There's no doubt about that. That was never a doubt at all.
A pall of gloom outside the residence of DMK Chief Karunanidhi in Chennai. Although the party was trying to capitalize on Jayalalitha's conviction to capture power next year, her acquittal could make things difficult for them.
In a short statement, Karunanidhi said, "What has been pronounced today is not the final verdict. I would like to remind one and all about Mahatma Gandhi's saying, there is a court above all courts, and that is conscience."
It's a bit surprising, this judgment, and we have to study it to find out where the judge has relied on, because he has to give an argument.
So as her opponents prepare to go to Supreme Court, Amma's plans, analysts say, will be firmly focused on winning Tamil Nadu. There are plans reportedly to release many more populist schemes. And with a growing camaraderie with Prime Minister Modi, at least for now, there is no looking back. In Chennai, with camera person Edwin, Sam Daniel, for NDTV.